DJ Quik is at to rock some shit. But this time I brought along a couple of friends. So without further ado, here we go. Well, I'm new and improved into a funky ass groove. My name is Quik and I'm smooth. I make your ugly bitch move. With the trees you can't lose. And if you still wanna choose to be a sucker, I got a 380 punk, so duck it. Until you bustin' niggas thinking you wanna fade me. I'm running the underworld, so nigga, you crazy. And you better step or I beat you with a switch off the tree that I came from. Cause Quik is getting done.
That red tape wasn't actually produced till like 89, 90. For some reason, a lot of people think that it was older than that, but it wasn't. And that red tape was actually done at my friend, DJ Quik, who actually not only manages me still, but who was managing Quik and II None and AMG at that time. It was done at his house and in the city of Inglewood. And the funny part about it, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I'll backtrack. In my documentary, when I recorded my manager, DJ Quik, he straight told me, when we did the red tape, we stole a little bit of your style that you would do on the rodeo mixtapes. So it was definitely before the red tape. I started making mixtapes for this Japanese man named Steve in 1987, early 87. That's when I started doing those mixtapes. Dr. Dre was doing them from 84 to 87, and then I took over around 87 to 91. Actually, in 1990, when I released my last one of the songs that was on those the red tape, the infamous song that dissed MC8, was on my mixtape from the rodeo. I like to call it that it was their demos, because I still have that tape. You know, I still have the original red tape that a lot of people, you know, I see a lot of stuff on YouTube that people put up, oh, this is from the red tape, and it's not. What a lot of people don't know is that Quik, on his first album, Quik is the name, he has a song on there called 8 Ball. Pass me the 8 Ball. Okay, he replayed all the instruments because he couldn't clear the original sample that he used, which was Slipping Into Darkness by War. I still have that original. And I'll tell you the truth, if he could have cleared it, that song could have been another Tonight, another Born and Raised in Compton, another Local Hood, because he tore it up on that production, bro. He tore it up, and I still have it. So, you know, but they couldn't clear it. They were paying too much for samples already, so they just took that off and replayed an original song. I met High C in late 88. I was still working with, the NWA crew with these mixtapes, and so I didn't really care to find another rapper, because I love doing the mixtape stuff. But when Dre says we're taking off, we're doing these tours now, you're gonna have to find somebody to rap on them. I was like, shoot, what do I do now? You know? So Steve tells me there's a guy at the end selling clothes at the end of the Swanby, like at the back end. He goes, his name is High C, he's from Compton, he's a blood, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me go meet him. So I walked back there, and I meet him. He was cool, nice guy. You know, you could tell he was from the hood, and he told me I rap. He was 17 at this time, just a kid. He was last year of high school. He was going to Centennial High School in Compton. So he came over to my house and he rapped. He rapped a song called I'm Hard. And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was that hard, you know, but I liked his voice. Until he told me, I'm performing at my school, do you mind coming and DJing for me? So I said, sure, why not? So I took my equipment and we DJ'd, performed in the gymnasium for his school. And I loved the way he interacted with the crowd. Like, I thought that was very, very different, you know? And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to put him on one of the mixtapes. And we did. He rapped off of an instrumental, Funky Cole Medina by Tone Loc had just dropped. That was a little up-tempo. That was a mixtape called Bass Station. After that, we did a house music mix for this guy, Steve. And he rapped to house music. And then we finally did one where he rapped to a hip-hop beat. And that's when I said, okay, this is his niche. This is where I'm going to keep him here. He would just rap hip-hop music. And eventually his name started growing on the streets because of those mixtapes. And then he would always talk about DJ Quik, DJ Quik, DJ Quik. So one day he brought him and I met him. And one thing about Quik, he reminded me a lot of Dr. Dre. I mean, a lot of Dr. Dre. Up to that point, I hadn't met anybody that I thought could compare to Dr. Dre. And a lot of people don't know that Quik was still DJing, he was rapping, and he was producing, and he was engineering, even back then at a young age. This guy was multi-talented, and I remember Steve even told me, I think this guy right here is the next Dre. That's what he said. Now, if you ask me, who are your best hip-hop producers, I'm going to be honest with you, because I've known him this long and because because I love the production, I still say it's Dre and Quik. That's just, a lot of people will say Premier and, Pete Rock and all these other people. Cool. And I have mad respect and mad love for those guys. I love their stuff. But I grew up with these guys.
Well, Quik's album came out first before all of us.
Quik is the name.
Yes, and then since everybody was on that record, eventually when they started coming out with theirs, oh, that's Quik's group. That was just the word on the street. Gotcha. Oh, that's Quik's group. Yeah, they were on the Quik album, or they were in that Quik song. Oh yeah, like everybody thought that Quik did Bitch Better Have My Money. Everybody thought that he, even though he did sample it, because he did produce it on the SP1200, and I still have those original floppy disks, as a matter of fact. He did produce all of that, but a lot of those ideas were by D and KK, Second to None. They were just bringing the record, sample this, sample that, and he put it together. I know D and K like to say those were a lot of ideas, and it's true. A lot of times, maybe you might not know how to work the drum machine, but because he did it, people always said, "Oh, those are Second to None artists," or "That's AMG's artists," because he would bring them all along on tour, and he would be the headliner. But I will say this, okay, and I will say in front of Quik, I love the dude. We're good friends, but many times we would go to Texas, and Bitch Better Have My Money was doing better than Quik was the name, and they wanted AMG to headline.
Okay.
And there would be problems there.
Okay.
We would go up north, Second to None, if we wanted. That's the biggest song out here. There will be guys that had problems because they wanted Second to None to headline. And I think that was partially the beginning of the bumping of the heads.
Gotcha.
So, but I remember when High C first came to me and we started working, I asked, how come you're not over there with Quik? How come he's not doing your stuff? We were almost done. We couldn't clear samples. Quik comes in and does a couple of the songs. But he's just like, oh, you know what? I'm trying to break away and I'm trying to do my own little thing. Cool. But yeah, a lot of people always thought that, even to this day, there are some people that still think that Quik even produced a High C album. Every artist, Tone Loc, JJ Fad, Young MC, High C, Quik, Second to None, AMG, not including the NWA. Every single one of those artists that rap on those mixtapes went gold or platinum.